want them doing that. They're too little. There's kids that have 5, 6 years old that can leap with the edge, they can pronate, hit top spin. You're building, to me it's actually easier because it's like a piece of clay that you can just kind of mold. You got to have a lot of patience, but you can mold it because there's no bad habits. It's just repetition, repetition, repetition. Go back to the grip. If you have a continental grip, when you go back, the racket, if you have the right grip, you got a chance, when the racket comes in, it's going to come, the edge comes in. If you notice where the edge is going, if I did this in real slow, you're going to see it. The edge comes towards the ear, right towards the ear. As I drive and rotate, it goes into that back area. You don't scratch the back, all right? Have your friend do that. You don't, it has nothing to do with hitting the tennis ball. It doesn't scratch the back. It just kind of checks out that neighborhood a little bit. It flares in and out. The racket stays on the hitting side of the body. Here we go again. Hitting side of the body, hitting side of the body. One of the biggest culprits on the serve, because they have their feet far apart. They over-rotate this part, too much twist. The racket goes back here. Now they got to come all the way around. You're going to see every top player. And when you teach a lesson, stand in different places. Stand on the side. If I'm teaching someone and I'm on the side, you want to look for the racket going right down the middle of the head. That's where the racket goes. If you watch my racket, I already know where it's going to go when I swing the racket. If you're looking from the side, if you stop the camera, you're going to see it's right down the middle of the head. All right? If you're looking from the side and I'm serving, you're going to see my racket's not way over here. And you see that all the time. You know what? You can get a $1.05, $1.10. You can still get away with it, but it's not optimal. You're never going to see that at the highest levels. So it seems interesting that a lot of this is predicated on people want to make things bigger and longer because it's more effective, because the kids don't have strength or they don't have maybe the power to do things, so they overcook a lot of these swings, and we don't want that. So once again, the continental grip, when you have this grip, when you come in, it's going to be able to stay on the edge. If I had an Eastern grip, like maybe a lot of you teach like adults, whatever, and they say, well, I want to get a better serve. If they don't change the grip, it's not going to get better. It might become less crummier, but it ain't going to get better. There's no way. Your racket's going to go this way. The racket's going to go that way. And you're not going to get anything coming out this way. And you're going to pronate. That means your forearm's going to turn too quickly as you go forward. There's nothing left. If you've got the right grip, edge goes in, edge goes out, edge comes back in, boom. And then you can break it off at the end with the good pronation. So the grip is critical to learn to be speed and spin. You'll never be able to kick the ball or really spin it if you don't have the right grip on the serve. And this is a huge thing, especially for some of you that people want to have their serves better. Now, if they just want to get more in, that's okay, but there's a ceiling if you're going to just use an Eastern grip. I can't stress that enough. Now, circle back. How are we doing with time? Anybody have time? Thank you. Circle back. Let me just go through this. On the forehand ground stroke. One more time. Ball comes over. Unit turn. Right away. Keep the left hand on the racket. Space. 90-degree angle. Forearms parallel to the ground. Don't look at my racket or anything, just so you're in the neighborhood. The key is this. Whether you're going to go to there or you're going to shape it. Because it's all about the hand path on this side. It's all about the hand path, where the hand is. And then when I pull the racket, when I pull it, the racket head has to be above the hand, or it's not going to work. I mean, you can hit it over, but it's not going to work. Remember, anything with a stick, a club, a racket, when the head is above the hand, when you start to swing. See, the problem is kids, where they don't like that feeling. They're going, wait a minute. That feels much better to do it like that. So they'll put it there too soon. Or you'll see the club player, she'll just go, she'll want to do it like that. This is safe. That's scary. Scary's good. Halloween's coming up. Remember that. So racket head above the wrist. When you pull it, the leg drive, the hip rotation, it initiates the racket speed. But when you do this, you got to get keep the elbow in this position. And then you're going to turn it over. It's nothing about this. It's not flipping the wrist or anything like that. If you don't go to the outside, you're not doing the stroke like Brian and John were talking about. And all we're saying, this is the most optimal way to hit the forehand. This is where the game's going. I even think the USPTA should do should plug this into the whole testing. This should be a staple, because to come to seminars like this and to pick up snippets and stuff like that, like Brian said, there's more nuances. There's so many little things involved in this. I'm just kind of giving you the parameters. I'm not putting on a lot of the A1 sauce or anything like that. This is just kind of the parameters of what to do. Now, some of you are going, yeah, I know all that, or I do that. I don't think so. It's not anything to do with shortening the stroke or keeping on the hitting side. It's more than that. This whole thing has to be synchronized, so you got shape, and you got to pull it. The number one problem is the kids all want to go like that. You might think it's right from there. It's not. This has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. If I pull it from there, that's wrong. You got to pull it when the racket's at this angle, not that angle. It's not going to flip. Remember the name of the game. Stroke is shorter, the racket head's going to go faster. And you can try it yourself. You have someone feed you the ball. Just go like this and have them feed you the ball. Just pull and roll. You can see how that's a lot different than me going like this. And they've done it out of necessity. And when the balls come faster and the balls come quicker and you want to hit on the rise, this is easier. So you're already waiting for Easter Sunday. You're already waiting for what's coming down the road. This is junior development. It's not junior final destination. I don't understand. Well, yeah, I'll get to that later. I'm going to change the grip when they're 12. And I'm going to do the stroke. It's so hard to change. Trust me. And I tell the kids that it's going to be hard to change. And I just said, this is the way I'd like you to do it. So the unit turn, you got the space, left hand on, you're going to go to the outside, you're going to let the leg drive and the hip activate this whole thing, you pull. Kids don't know what a pull feels like. They're used to a helicopter back here. They're used to doing this. They're not used to pulling. They're going to pull, and then at the end, the word is roll. Someone asked me today, Rick, how can I have the kids learn to hit more topspin? I said, listen, what I would do right off the bat, I tell them, don't stroke it, don't hit it, don't smack it, don't crush it, don't kill it. Tell them to roll the ball over the net. You'd be amazed if you work with little kids. If they get the ball on the racket, they're thinking one thing, I got to hit the ball over the net. If they try to roll it over the net, they hit the ball totally different. Change the word in their head. It changes everything. I'm just telling you, because I know that a lot of these things to go around the bases a lot quicker to get kids just to experience of how to get things done a little quicker. Two-handed backhand. Ball comes over, your hands go straight back, racket heads above the hands to the outside. Right arm is straight, left elbow should be a bend. You're going to drive with the legs and hips. You pull. Once again, the racket flips. Okay? And you can picture Djokovic. You can picture the racket going. You can picture what I'm saying. You see that little wiggle. And that's the flip. It makes the racket go faster. You pull, the racket's going to flip, and then you straighten out like a lefty forehand, and then you come across at the end. Very, very important. I can't stress enough the preparation here and the preparation here. As Brian said, those are the big ticket items if you want this thing to evolve. But the best way is to do this in progressions. If you chop it up, it's the best way to learn. Remember, I told you, the one girl went A, B, B. She went up to Hilton Head for like a week. She went out there and went A, B, B, boom. And she did like 10, and Stan Smith goes, I have no idea what you're doing, but it surely works. All right? Stan, yeah. She goes, yeah, I've changed my forehand, because she's 8 in the country in the 16th. She swung from here. She's going like that. And then she ended up working with Brian for 2 weeks. Her forehand's like just amazing. The difference in her stroke. All we're saying is you're going to be the best you can be on the forehand or backhand. And if you don't relax, it don't matter. If you don't move your feet, it don't matter. If you're not a fighter, it doesn't matter. This is only stroke mechanics we're talking about. And everybody has to get into the toolbox and try to learn some of this stuff, because this is also what's going on at the highest level. The balls are too fast. Now, if you're just working with club players and stuff like that, you guys can figure all that one out. I'm just saying, if they want to hit the ball, the most optimal way, what's going out there, especially if you have kids. And they want to see how good they can be, this is a premium. The serve. The number one culprit around the world. And this is the first time probably anybody's ever heard this stuff that I'm talking about, with the legs, the leg drive and the racket being way off. And it's way off. It's way off. Some of you can come out here and serve, and I can tell you right now, off 20%, 30%, 50%. Even if you hit it 105 in the corner. I'm just saying, you know, VW could have had 140, because you can't teach 6'1", 160. But 68 miles an hour on the second serve, it looks like a giant little butterfly going through the air. Something's the matter. Something's the matter. Just saying, the racket's all the way here and their legs are still down. And the legs should have been coming up as this went in. That you got to watch for this and start the people from that position. I talked about the feet. Left foot net post, right foot parallel, heel to the arch. We like the kids a lot to stand like that. As they get better, you can tweak with their feet. But you got to watch how the kids stand. How they stand influences the rotation. It's been my experience on the first serve. There's not a lot of twist that goes on. There's not a lot of twist. It's more this way and linear. You're going to get a little bit of the twist for free. On the second serve, it's different. On the second serve, you can twist more, because when you go back, okay, your shoulders can go here because your swing is going to be more from 7 to 2. So you can twist more on the second. But on the first serve, you know, forget Sampras and a lot of guys that used to serve. You're seeing all these guys today, the best servers, it's all this. It's all forward rotation. It's all here. It's all forward rotation. They're not serving like this. There's very little twist on the first serve. It's all back and forth. It's a linear cartwheel, back and forth. And that's what we like to do, is put the kids in that, so whatever they get, they're building in a real good base package of mechanics that is going to make them very, very explosive. I can't stress it enough. All right, on the home stretch here, any questions, just start firing away and we'll answer. Plus, I'll be around a little bit afterwards, so I'll be more than happy to talk to anybody, because I know there's a lot of confusing stuff.
With little kids,
I put my hand up, it's just like 10 times.
transitioning from that painting to it and more